Welcome, fellow loremasters. Today we're delving into the mysterious tablets of fate, the cosmic ledgers that shaped the destiny of gods and mortals alike in the Forgotten Realms. If you want more context on the primordial battles and the sundering of Ao, check out our previous video on the Dawn War. For now, let's trace the tablet's extraordinary journey post-sundering. After the epochal split of Ao and Toril, Lord Ao, the enigmatic Overgod, crafted the Tablets of Fate as tools to cement the new cosmic order. These plain clay slabs, etched with glowing runes, recorded the names and portfolios of all gods and primordials, serving as the very rules that governed the balance between law and chaos. But the tablets weren't just celestial catalogues. They also functioned as a metaphysical barrier, keeping Ao and Toril separate, preventing ancient conflicts between primordials and gods from destabilizing the cosmos ever again. For mortals and immortals alike, the existence of the tablets shaped the hierarchy and stability of divine power. Though gods like Bane and Myrkul believed Ao's power stemmed from the tablets, their true purpose was more symbolic. They didn't grant power, but reminded the gods of their roles and maintained equilibrium. This distinction becomes critical when their theft triggered a chain of events that nearly unmade Faerun. The fateful moment arrived in 1358 DR, the Year of Shadows. Bane and Myrkul, power-hungry deities known as members of the Dead Three, stole the tablets from Ao. Their goal, to usurp the Overgod's authority and gain additional power for themselves and their allies among the Pantheon. Upon discovering the theft, Lord Ao summoned all the gods and demanded a confession. When the culprits stayed silent, Ao acted decisively, casting every deity to the mortal world of Toril in weakened avatar form. Only Helm retained his full power, appointed as sentinel of the celestial stairway, barring return to the heavens. This cataclysmic period became known by many names: the Time of Troubles, the Arrival, the Avatar Crisis, or the Gods' War. None of the gods, regardless of pantheon, were spared Ao's wrath. Their once remote presence now walked Faerun, making the divine both immediate and vulnerable. Divine and arcane magic, long relied on by mortals, became unpredictable or outright failed. Clerics couldn't channel divine spells unless near their deity's avatar. Wild magic and dead magic zones appeared, echoes of the tablet's absence and the unraveling of divine order across the realms. During the Time of Troubles, chaos reigned. Alliances shattered, cities burned, and cosmic power shifted fast. Several major deities, Mystra, Bane, Myrkul, and Baal among them, perished in mortal form, with new gods poised to take their places, an unprecedented turnover in the Faerunian pantheon. Mortals became essential players. Midnight, who would ascend as the next Mystra, Cyric, Kelemvor, and others retrieved the tablets, returning them to Ao. Despite this, Lord Ao, frustrated with the gods' lack of responsibility, chose to grind the tablets to dust, forever destroying the foundation of the old divine order. Ao's destruction of the Tablets of Fate didn't bring instant peace. Rather, it unraveled the fundamental laws of realm space. The result? The start of the Era of Upheaval, a time of near-constant cosmic and political chaos, stretching from 1358 DR until the end of the Second Sundering. During the Era of Upheaval, the absence of the tablets destabilized the separation between Ao and Toril. This weakening of the planar barrier meant that lands and even entire regions might shift between worlds, and the balance between law and chaos became more tenuous than ever. The destabilization affected both gods and mortals. The structure of the pantheon shifted. As gods fell, new ones rose, and worshippers sometimes found their prayers unanswered or redirected. Mortal nations suffered too, as waves of magic and power struggles swept across Faerun and beyond. The greatest magical catastrophe of the era was the spell plague of 1385 DR. When Mistra was slain by Cyric and Shah, the weave exploded cataclysmically. Regions of Toril merged with Aber, and magic itself became wild, dangerous, and unpredictable, a direct legacy of the tablet's destruction. For decades, mortals and gods struggled to make sense of an unstable world. Some gods sought new avenues of worship, while mortals invented new cosmological models to explain the chaos. The world tree, the world axis, and the great wheel all became popular, but none could restore true order. Amid years of uncertainty, interloping deities migrated to Faerun. Aspects of gods were revealed as primordials, and portfolio shifts continued among the pantheon. Faith and power became highly fluid, with mortals sometimes rising to gain godhood, and some deities vanishing entirely from mortal memory. It wasn't only the divine order affected. Political and geographic upheaval followed. The rise and fall of nations like Netheril, the nation of Timantha appearing where Untha had been, the changes to the Sea of Fallen Stars and major earth motes in the sky. The realms would never be the same again. As the era of upheaval wore on, Ao observed the chaos he had unleashed. In the 1480s DR, as the sundering of Abia and Toril approached critical levels, Ao made a pivotal decision. It was time to restore order with a new, definitive act. This act was the Second Sundering, also known as the Sundering of Toril and Aber. Throughout the decade, natural disasters, wars of gods chosen, and magical disruptions racked the realms. The process slowly disentangled the once blended worlds of Aber and Toril, reversing Spellplague-era changes. A critical focus of Ao's efforts during the Second Sundering was the recreation and rewriting of the Tablets of Fate. These new tablets once again listed the gods and primordials, with their portfolios, affirming which deities would remain in the new cosmic order and codifying their domains. The Second Sundering was an era of heightened divine competition. Gods vied fiercely for worship, creating numerous chosen to act as their mortal champions. The stakes were high. When the tablets were restored, only those enshrined would maintain their place and power in the realms. As the Second Sundering concluded in 1487 DR, the process ended the era of upheaval. Mistra and the Weave were restored. Aber and Toril were finally separated anew, and Ao's new Tablets of Fate took their place as the anchor of cosmic law, once again stabilizing the world and its pantheon. Geographically, lands that had been lost or shifted since the destruction of the tablets, like Halrua, Lantern, and portions of Unta, returned to Toril. The magic-ravaged earth motes plummeted or vanished, and regions like the Sea of Fallen Stars returned to their pre-Spellplague forms. The conclusion of the Second Sundering marked a dramatic change in divine politics. Some deities previously lost, Helm, Mask, Lathander, Baal, and even drow gods like Elistrei, returned to power, their portfolios reinstated on Ao's new tablets. Others lost influence or disappeared altogether. Following the Second Sundering, the pantheon became more quiet. The gods became less overtly involved in mortal affairs, and their relationships with their followers shifted, giving rise to new priesthoods and different approaches to faith. The chosen, once pivotal agents, were retired as mortals once more. In the cosmological sense, the remaking of the Tablets of Fate recentered the realm's place among the planes. New insights suggested that mortal cosmological models are just that, models, not definitive truths. Nonetheless, the new tablets cemented reality, providing lasting order to the planes and deities. Ultimately, the Tablets of Fate serve as a potent symbol of cosmic order, crafted, destroyed, and recreated by Ao to shape the destiny of Toril, Abia, the gods, and even mortals. Their saga is a prime example of how artifacts in D&D can influence not just individuals, but the very structure of reality. For Dungeon Masters, the tablets are a narrative tool of endless potential, able to justify divine upheavals, changes in magic, and even world-shattering events. For players, they are a reminder that nothing in the realms, not even the gods, is beyond the reach of cosmic change. To this day, the Tablets of Fate remain shrouded in mystery. They stand as a testament to Ao's will and a warning to the gods. Even divine power is beholden to higher law. Their legacy echoes across every age of Faerun, shaping not only history, but the very future of the Forgotten Realms. Thanks for journeying deep into the lore with us. Be sure to revisit our earlier episode on the Dawn War for more on Abir, Toril, and the cosmic conflicts that set the stage for the tablet's creation. Subscribe for more in-depth lore, and as always, safe travels across the realms.